What up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, and this is your marriage moment. Let's go. What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Marriage Moments. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Quest. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me just get into this real quick. Big shouts out to my man Chris Crump and my man John, Simone, and a couple other brothers that we had a real enriching conversation this morning. And I think this Marriage Moments is directed more towards our men or our husbands, but it can very well speak volumes to a couple of women as well. And what am I saying this morning? I'm saying, gentlemen, we can stand to be more vulnerable. Okay, all right. So this morning, we were having a conversation on the phone on our prayer line with all the men this morning, and we were saying that, like, for real, don't hide from your natural self. Don't hide from who God has called you to be. Don't hide from that burning desire in your heart to do a particular thing. And I think a lot of the times we are not the fullness of who we were called to be, or we don't operate in the fullness of how we are wired. Why? Because we could stand to be a little bit more vulnerable. Now, I get it, right? I get how we were wired and how we were brought up. We were, taught to, like, for real, always man up, never show your feelings, never show your emotions. And to be honest with you, I believe that that's counterproductive to the marriage relationship. It's so funny. I read a piece from, shouts out to my man, John Kim, who refers to himself as the angry therapist. And I was watching a piece that he did one time, and he was talking about how his father-in-law was taking him and his wife then to the airport. And some way, somehow they got on the conversation of how her high school experience was really a bad one because she was bullied, and some girls didn't like her at school. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. And as she began to share that with her father in the car, he began to cry, and the tears started to roll down his face. And as they began to roll down his face, like, for real, he started to share with her and apologize and say, I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry that, I didn't see those things. I thought that you were having a great experience in high school. And as he began to cry, his daughter began to cry. And as his daughter began to cry, John Kim said that he began to cry as well. So all three of them are in the car, and all three of them are crying together, right? And he said, wait a minute, is this the same God that I was just lifting massive weights with in the gym and talking about motorcycles and even rode motorcycles with earlier on? What am I saying? I'm saying just because you are vulnerable, just because you are in touch with your feelings, doesn't make you any less of a man. Truth be told, we could stand to be a little bit more emotional. What we have a tendency to do as males sometimes, or as husbands, is bottle things up. And then when we bottle things up, it's remanifested in ways like drinking, smoking, drug addiction, pornography, all these different things that end up being our vices, right? So what am I saying to you? I'm saying that, like, for real, one of our wives' number one complaints is that my husband doesn't communicate with me. He doesn't share his feelings or his emotions with me. And let me say it one more time. Just because you are in touch with your feelings or your emotions doesn't make you any less of a man. If anything, it makes you more of a man, because it allows you to be more of a husband. It allows you to be more of a father. I realize more than anything else, the reason that we're not connecting the way that we should is because of our inability to be vulnerable causes disconnect. I'm going to say it one more time. Our inability to become vulnerable causes disconnect. The person that we're married to, husbands, is a woman, and she is very much emotionally wired. And in order to connect with her, you have to be vulnerable with her. So listen what I'm telling you guys this week. And truth be told, ladies, let me just give y'all a little tidbit too. Right? Because of how we are raised, if you want us to become more emotional with you, if you want us to become more vulnerable with you, you can't say to us in one sense, man up, and then say on the other side that my husband doesn't become emotional with me. He doesn't share feelings with me. We've been taught that way. So if you want us to become more vulnerable with you, you have to create a safe environment for us to be vulnerable with you, right? So that's my word for the day, y'all. Husbands, we can learn to be more vulnerable. Why? Because it creates a connection unlike no other. Y'all already know what I say, man. And let me say this before y'all know what I usually say. We are trying not to do life around one another as a married couple. We're trying to do life with each other, right? Y'all already know, from shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal. But phenomenal don't just happen. It takes work. Specifically, husbands, on working on becoming more vulnerable. Yep. So let's do that, man. And yeah, let's make the rest of our marriage the best of our marriage. Peace. What up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, man. If you like the information in this video and you know somebody might be able to use it, do me a favor. Comment in the section below, like, and more importantly, subscribe. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, my link's over to the right. All right? Peace.